much. And it doesn't seem I think it was the second or third week in February, I was in Muzaffarabad speaking with His Excellency the President about the issues we're talking about today. I, together with other colleagues from the APPG, visited the region to get the first-hand experiences of ordinary people within Kashmir. And it was appalling. These are human rights abuses on a daily basis, on an industrial scale, for which we never really see any reference in the media of any kind. In other areas where human rights have been abused, they're on the front page of the papers and they are talked about on the news. In Kashmir, that is not the case. As parliamentarians, we have a duty, I believe, and as internationalists, to work through the United Nations to ensure that United Nations Resolution 47 is enacted, that a plebiscite is put in place, the right to self-determination. How can any parliamentarian who believes in democracy not support that concept? I'm a member of the Justice Select Committee in the UK Parliament. I could list numerous examples of this, but within Indian administered Kashmir, you can be detained without charge for 2 years. One day before the 2-year period is up, you can then be detained for another 2 years after that. There are young children, young people who are being detained for lengthy periods of time with no charge. And this is only one example of human rights abuses. So it has been wonderful to hear from His Excellency the President again. But we must, as colleagues, I agree with everything that all of my colleagues have said. We must, as parliamentarians, I think, be vocal. We must take action. We must highlight the human rights abuses. And human rights abuses are something for the whole world to lobby and to protect. And I can tell you from my first-hand experience, speaking with people who have suffered in Indian occupied administered Kashmir, this is a spark could set this conflict off on a much wider basis. These are two nuclear powers, and this really should be at the top of the international agenda. But it comes down to that: human rights, equality, the right to live your life as you wish. That should be what we are all campaigning for, and I agree with everything that my colleagues have said.